Australian team is not, they didn't rely on one person. Yes, they kicked a lot of wickets, and yes, Smith got 100, but everyone did something. Young Renshaw, as you talked about before, Michael, his 60 was outstanding for a 20-year-old kid in his first test match in India. You know, Stark, a couple of wickets. It took Hazelwood to break the partnership to get rid of Murali Vijay with that great delivery that he had. So everyone did their part. They fielded Handscomb's catches around the bat pad. It was just some really good signs from a hungry Australian cricket team here. They're hungry, they're ready to play. They put the line in the sand and say, hey, you think we're going to be a pushover and we can't play spin? Well, we're here to play. When we play with intensity, and you might try and boss the other sides around, but you're not going to boss us around.
Yeah, I think everyone in this setup deserves a lot of credit, all the way down to Cricket Australia for allowing the guys to go to Dubai to prepare, the support staff. Players have played extremely well. There's the last wicket. Looks like there mightn't have been any bat there. Aussies might have got away with one. The selection, think of Trevor Holmes making that tough call to stick with Hazelwood. There's talk of a third spinner playing, and Trevor Holmes went with his gut, went with Hazelwood and Stark, and as you said, Shane Warne, fantastic performance by this whole team.
And to back O'Keefe, and to back the young Renshaw, just all the selections that they did was, you know, there was all of us, a lot of us thought that it shouldn't have been that way. We all had our opinions, that's our job, to have an opinion. But the selectors trusted their selections and that came through in spades.
And you can see how much it means to them, this Australian team. It's taken Australia almost 14 years. In fact, 13 years to beat India in India. The last victory coming in Nagpur in 2004. November 2004. We are in February 2017. So, fantastic performance. Something they should enjoy and will enjoy. Should remember for a long, long time.
Yeah, and it shows you how hard it is for touring teams to win here in India. Rav, India plays so well here, so this is a great job from that group of guys.
The Australian first innings, Renshaw and Mitchell Stark, the standout, both making 60 to get Australia to 260, which we all thought was a really competitive total on this pitch.
So let's go down to Sanjay Bansrekar, who's with one of the happy Australians.
Yes, one of the spinners from that Australian team, 5 wickets and in the match for Nathan Lyon. Well done, Nathan. You were here last time as well, here in India. Any adjustment that you made in this test match, bowled differently from the last experience?
Yeah, I think so. I think we've learned a lot over the 4 years ago to now. And that credit goes to all our coaches and our captain. The way we sat down, we planned to come out and play against the Indians. Our plan was to compete hard, and we certainly did that with bat and ball. And credit goes to Steve O'Keefe. I think our partnership today was throughout the whole game was exceptional. So very, very happy for Steve O'Keefe.
Tell us specifically about your bowling, what you did differently on this pitch, the lines that you bowl in both innings.
I watched a lot of vision of Ashton. Obviously, he's a world-class bowler, and I tried to replicate what he does over here in these conditions. And we went to Dubai before this, and we worked very hard on our games. Spent a lot of time training, but finally good to get a little bit of reward. But saying that, that's only one test. We've got another big 3 games to play against India. We know they're a world-class side, and we know they'll come back hard.
How important is this win considering the momentum going forward in the series?
Oh, it's massive. I don't think we've won a test here until since 2008. So it's unbelievable to come out with a young team to come out here and play like we did. So credit to Buff and Steve Smith and Davey Warner. They've been exceptional.
And your view on the pitch?
Great, take it everywhere.
Well done, and thanks for talking to us. We've got the Australian coach now, Darren Lehman, here with us. So, Darren, you were a good batsman on turning pitches, weren't you?
No, I need a lot of luck to get some runs, mate, full stop. So it was a great result, obviously, for us. They played well, really impressed with their batting, and obviously our bowling was high class. So, yeah, good all-round performance.
Do you think the pitch helped when you came here, saw this pitch for the first test match? You thought maybe that might just narrow the gap between the two teams?
It certainly turned a lot from day one, didn't it? So it's going to be a challenge for both sides. For us, it was a case of putting into practice what we've been doing leading into the tour. So it's a great prep and do by the guys that work really hard. And it's only one test in a 4-test match series, so really pleased with the result over 2.5 days.
Yeah, the last time you were in the subcontinent, you were in Sri Lanka. No great memories from that trip. So this is an excellent start for you.
Yeah, thanks for reminding me about Sri Lanka, mate.
That's the whole purpose.
Yeah, we didn't play well enough, but we learned some lessons there, which is really good for the playing group, and that's what the game of cricket's about, trying to learn and get better. So pleased for the way they went about it here in the first 2.5 days of the test tour. The challenge for us is to replicate that in Bangalore and play really well again. We know India are a quality side at home, and we'll have to play well, but to win the first test since 2004 is a pretty special achievement.
O'Keefe did all right.
Did really well. I mean, it was tough work for the batters, full stop, the whole time. I think Jadeja was tough. He probably spun it too much if that's the thing on those sort of wickets. And Ashwin's a quality bowler, so both sides got good spinners. Keith put the ball and got his length right when he swapped ends. That was the pleasing thing. Adjusted well, adapted to the conditions, and we got the rewards.
And what an innings from your captain in the second innings there.
Yeah, it was great innings, wasn't it? I mean, we spoke about having really good defence and obviously taking the game on when you can. And the second innings was totally different. We had to attack a bit more and take the game on with the way the wicket was playing. So pleased that they changed from first to second. The way he played was very special. It was one of the best hundreds, if not his best 100 I've seen.
Mitchell Starc 4-wicket haul, and it took him 11 test matches. Just recap of what happened. Australia made 260 in the first innings. Umesh Yadav, the surprise there, 4 for 32 on a track that helped the spinners.
Yeah, the Indian first innings, KL Rahul, the standout. Only 2 other players in the first innings of a test match getting into double figures. And that hurts. In the subcontinent, batting in the second innings is generally going to get harder than the first. So you've got to go large there. And India would have been disappointed with that performance. Only 105 runs. And more importantly, only batting for 40 overs.
It will long be remembered for the 7-11 show. 7 wickets falling for just 11 runs.
भाई कैच कौन पकड़े?
Was fantastic. Stanley even mentioned world class. 6
अरुण देवा.
for Stephen O'Keefe.
अरुण.
But a great job done by Mitchell Starc. 2 wickets in an over. Pujara and Kohli could
Name.
see Pujara there making 31. Once again, Australia, the bowlers are relentless. All 10 taken by the spinners.
Yeah, the spin twins, Lyon and O'Keefe, fantastic. Lyon 14.5 overs, O'Keefe 15. What a job they did. Both innings, but in particular, they took ownership. It's what Australia's been looking for out of them for a long time now. In the second innings of a game, take ownership when the ball's spinning and bouncing and win your team the game. They certainly did that today.
So there's what's happened over the last 3 days. Australia have dominated this test match from start to finish. They won the toss, decided to bat first, 260 in the first innings. Young Matt Renshaw, they're playing really well in his first test match for 68. India bowled out cheaply, 105. Australia again, a good score in the second innings. Steve Smith, the captain, making 109. And India totally dismantled in the second innings. 107 all out. O'Keefe once again 6 for 35 to give him a 12-wicket haul. Australia.
Yes, welcome back to Kent Cricket Live. You've got to hand it to the Aussies. Before this test started, nobody gave the Aussies a chance of winning in India. Some predicting a 4-0 whitewash. Some saying this is the weakest Aussie side to ever tour India. However, 3 days into that first test in Pune, and Australia have beaten India by 333 runs. The destroyer-in-chief, Stephen O'Keefe, the figures of 12 for 17. Yes, also what that means is that 333 loss for India. It means that this is India's second biggest defeat at home. Here's a look at Stephen O'Keefe's wickets on day 3 of the Pune test. Nevertheless, let's just take a look at what Stephen O'Keefe did. These are also his second best figures in bowling in a test in India. Yes, Stephen O'Keefe picking up figures of 12 wickets to his name. Let's just listen in to what that man and how he planned for this Indian side before this test. He caught up with them before the test began. Let's listen in to what his preparations were all about.
Yeah, Monty's obviously had a lot of success in India, which was great to work with him. And I think the keys that he talked about was being adaptable.
Score 17.
You're going to get different wickets, albeit they'll be generally slow and spinning, but at times they can play a bit differently. Might be a little bit quicker, one might bounce a bit more. So he talked about being able to adapt really quickly and on the spot, and also being able to take away the batter's scoring options in regards to boundaries. So he talks about building pressure through being a little bit defensive, which was something that was, I guess, refreshing to hear, and probably the main two things that I took away from Monty. To be honest, I've just spoken to the guys. Gaz, who's obviously played here before, and
continue, Abhishek.
Abhishek, I was able to briefly chat with Rangana Herath, who was in from Sri Lanka, and I guess the main things to get away from those guys is that it's about challenging the batter's defence, and if you can continually put the ball in the right area, given these conditions, it's a bit more than what we're used to at home. I think that'll help us. So it's about building pressure and trying to figure overall. They're a class team, they're exceptional batters at home, and it's going to be a big job. But I have no doubt if we get it right, we'll sustain long periods, and we can do some damage. It was great. I mean, in that lineup, there were plenty of guys who are now playing and cemented their spots in that Indian team, and they're class players. Pujara, KL Rahul, Karun Nair, and Virat Kohli. So that's 4 of their top 6. So I guess the positive was that we're able to play against those guys in those conditions, use an SG ball, and compete. And we did really well. We were able to win a game and draw a game. And I think it was positive to know that we were able to bowl against these guys, we were able to have some success. Both Ashton and I both played over there, and we were both able to create chances and build pressure. So I'll be drawing on that, but I also understand that it's going to be quite hard. It's another step up, and when these guys are playing for the country, they go up another level as well. So we're going to have to match them, if not try and get on top of them if we're going to win.
This is the lowest aggregate score for India at home in Test cricket versus Australia today, 220-12, and the one before this was 1977 in Chennai, 247. Let's now look at the fall of wickets on day 3, brought to you by Axe Signature.
Well, the finger's gone up. It's given 2 in 2 overs for Australia. Lion strikes. An error in judgment. That's crashed into the stumps. Virat Kohli can't believe it. Soft dismissal there.
Yes, here's a look at the summary of the test in Pune. Australia winning the toss, electing to bat first, scoring 260. India and reply making just 105. Australia then sending India a target of 442, eventually winning the match by 333 runs. Time for the presentation in Pune.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the post-match presentation. First of all, a round of applause for the Australian cricket team for winning this test match and taking a 1-0 lead in this Paytm Test Series. Before I introduce the presentation party, a quick thank you to our sponsors, starting with Paytm, Star, Nike, our official partners, Hyundai, Pepsi, and Janalakshmi Financial Services. The BCCI would also like to thank the Maharashtra Cricket Association, the district administration, and all other government agencies who were involved in the smooth conduct of this test match. Our presentation party, starting from my immediate left, includes Mr. Vikas Kakatkar, the Honorary Treasurer, MCA, Mr. Sandeep Arora, Senior Vice President, Janalakshmi Financial Services, Mr. Ripunjay Gaur, the Assistant Vice President, Paytm. Our first award is the Jana Bankable Player of the Match, and that goes to Mitchell Starc for his all-round performance, 61 and 30 with the bat, and 2 wickets of Pujara and Kohli in the first inning that set up the win for Australia. Sandeep Arora from Janalakshmi presenting the cheque of rupees 1 lakh to Mitchell Stark. Next up, if I can invite the Indian captain Virat Kohli up for a chat, please. You can see from the reaction, people still know you've been winning a lot. It's been a golden run. Will you look at this as an aberration?
Well, yeah, I would like to think so. It's been a really good run for us so far. You know, even now the way the people are supporting is really good to see. Obviously, we got outplayed in this game. There are no two ways about it. Australia was much better on all 3 days. There was very little we can take away from this game. We got to take it on the chin, hold our heads high, and accept the defeat. They completely outplayed us, and you know, we're never taking them for granted. But we're just not good enough on either of the 3 days.
What do you think hurt India more? The 260 that Australia got,
25.
the 105 all out in the first
3
innings?
overs.
I think that's probably our worst batting display in the last 2 years. I think the goal collapse was also bad, but this was, you know, twice in 2 innings, which doesn't really happen with us, especially in our conditions. So, yeah, it was just a case of not applying ourselves really well. I think we need to sit down and think about what we did wrong, and move ahead and put our heads up high. And there's a lot of cricket to be played in this series, you know, from here on. And I'm sure the guys will bounce back strongly.
25.
Yeah, the batting was more disappointing.
25.
Must ask you about the pitch conditions. Did that surprise you, the surface, for the first test match of the series?
Not really. We know that Pune is generally low and slow, and it was going to be dry. They exploited it much better than us, I would say. You know, their bowlers bowled really good pace on that sort of wicket. Didn't give us anything to actually get away with.
Continue.
Especially the pace on the ball was really you know, nice, and there was a lot of pressure created around the bat. So credit to them, as I said, they played really good cricket and put us under pressure throughout, and they deserve to win this game.
And the spinners, you think, bowled as well as they could have done in the conditions that they had?
I think we did pretty well. You know, if you don't hold on to the chances that you get, especially in the field, in test matches, it's very difficult to get back into the game. So we've had 2-3 really bad sessions, and to pull yourself back against a top quality side from those situations is very, very difficult. And as I said, I got no excuses standing here. I take the loss on the chin, and we got to move ahead.
It was a trying test match for you as well, because so many things were just going wrong, out of your control as well, many times.
Absolutely, a big learning test match for me as well. You know, sometimes you want to do stuff as a captain, but there's only so much you can control. Sometimes you got to take your hat off and tell the opposition, well done. And this was one occasion where Australia deserved to win, as I said. And you know, I got to accept that before anyone else in the team, and then take the team forward, which we are going to do.
Let's end on a positive note. Umesh Yadav on a pitch like this bowled superbly, didn't he? Both innings.
Yeah, definitely. He's been working really hard for the past few months. You know, he's a guy who had good pace, who has good pace with himself, and he's made good use of it in the past few months. I would say he's worked really hard on his fitness, he's become stronger, and you can see he has that extra zip off the wicket. And when the ball reverses, it becomes even more lethal. So, you know, kudos to him in the first innings, getting 4 wickets. His span of 10 overs was outstanding in this heat. You know, I hope we can do more of those good things in the coming games.
All the best for Bangalore.
Thank you so much.
Virat Kohli there, ladies and gentlemen, the captain of India. Next up, got to invite the Australian captain Steve Smith. But before that, he'll sign the match ball for the Pepsi Sales Performer of the Match. Steve Smith, ladies and gentlemen, the Australian captain, winning this test match and taking a 1-0 lead in this 4-match series. Well done. Your impression when you came to Pune and saw that surface?
That it was going to be hard work, a real grind. You know, I thought, yeah, it was going to be difficult, but yeah, I'm really proud of the way the boys have performed in this test match. You know, I think winning the toss was a nice bonus to bat first and get ahead of the game. The guys had really good plans in place. I thought 260 was a very good first innings total, and the bowlers backed it up after that. I thought Stephen O'Keefe was absolutely outstanding throughout the match, and the quick bowlers got us off to a nice start in that first innings, and yeah, both spin bowlers did a terrific job as well.
Did you also think when you saw the surface that this might actually help you narrow the gap between the two teams, gives you an opportunity?
Yeah, I thought so. You know, I think we've got some good players to spin in our squad. We've got some quality spin bowlers and some quality fast bowlers that can bowl reverse. So we've got a very well-rounded squad, and we thought a wicket like this, if we got on the right end of the draw and you know, had a bit of luck and played to our plans throughout consistently and kept them in place, we would be a reasonable show. So yeah, I'm really proud of the boys. I think it's been 4,502 days since Australia's won a test here in India. I know it to the day, and I'm really proud of that achievement.
Right, when you look at your team and how they played, they did most things right, but the crucial performance you thought that helped to get the match-winning advantage?
I think Mitchell Stark's batting in the first innings to get that 60, that was really important. And then, I just think the way we bowled in the first innings to have a lead of 160, that's a massive lead on this wicket. And the spinners just did a terrific job. They hit consistent areas and let the wicket, have the natural variation and get the wicket. So, it was a great performance.
What about Steve O'Keefe?
12 wickets for the spinning, so it exposed the stumps in the LB. So it's a great feeling. It's good to go 1-0 up. We know how hard it is to win over here, but we've still got a lot of hard work to do if we want to win the series, and we know they're going to come out firing in the next test.
The end's changed and your life changed. It's called the Hill End, by the way.
The Hill End, yeah. Well, I'll remember that forever now. It was good. I mean, as Steve said, and was reiterated by the coach when I come off at the break, my first 6 overs was pretty ordinary, so I had to sort of change it up quickly so that we wouldn't let the game get away from us. And it was just great to have the belief of a captain who backed me and still gave the ball to me. So a lot of credit has to go to the skipper, and along with the fielding unit and Nathan Lyon, who I thought bowled brilliantly as well.
Jadeja bowled beautifully for India, but didn't get as many wickets. Your theory on that? Why that happened? You got the wickets, he didn't.
No, not really. Look, I know our batters have been working really hard on trying not to get beaten on the inside. So, he bowled beautifully and spun the ball. On any other given day, you could easily pick up a couple of nicks. I think over half his ball, 2 or 3 times an over, is beating the bat. So there's not much you can do about that. As I said, majority for me went the other way and beat the inside edge. And, I was just fortunate to get him in front. So, Jadeja bowled well, Ashwin bowled well, and we know that's how it's going to go for the rest of the series. So we've got a lot of work to do.
Bangalore will have some turn, but it will definitely have some bounce, maybe not as much turn. Looking forward to that?
Definitely. I've enjoyed all my experience so far in India. We're in Mumbai first, and now it's Sundar Pune, beautiful Pune. So.
Sundar Pune, did you hear that, guys? Sundar Pune.
Yeah, so we've had a lot of fun here. The crowd's been, very nice, and where we're staying have been extremely hospitable. So looking forward to Bangalore. It's a really beautiful place again. So, looking forward to the challenges in the next couple of weeks.
Well done, Stephen. Congratulations on the Man of the Match award. All the best for the next game.
Thanks very much, and thanks to PayTM. Cheers.
Well done, Steve. So that was Steve O'Keefe, our PayTM Man of the Match, and that concludes our formalities from down here. So Stephen O'Keefe, the Man of the Match, 12 for 70 with a very sundar performance. And that's how things panned out. Australia dominating the test match from the very first day once they won the toss. 260 in the first innings. India bundled out for 105. In Rahul making 65, but O'Keefe getting into the act. 6 for 35. Australia making a good score in the second innings as well. Steve Smith leading from the front, getting his 18th test match 100, making 109. And India in the second innings, holding for 107. O'Keefe once again amongst the wickets, 6 for 35, just identical figures to that in the first innings. So Australia winning by a massive 333 runs, and they take a 1-0 lead in the series. So here we go. Pune is done and dusted in 3 days' time. The next test match will start on the 4th of March. That'll be in Bangalore. And please join us live, 9:20 a.m. Indian Standard Time. Until then, from all of us here in Pune, it's a very good afternoon.
अंदर घुसा आ रहा बॉलिंग सिद्धार्थ बॉलिंग कवन बॉलिंग बॉय बॉलिंग
भाई स्कोर 36 है 5 overs
5 over 36 boys
36
good over Siddharth bowling Come on, Mani, take him, come on, yaar.
36.
36.
Nice shot.
करते भाई 5 मिनट स्कोरिंग
हाँ आराम से
Mani, just keep it off, guys. Oh boy, come on, yaar. Awesome ball. Keep it off, boy. Keep it off. Come on. Come on, Anish. Catch आएगा. देख ला.
भाई थोड़ा बाजू में जाएंगे कैमरा से थोड़ा सा हाँ चलिए राइट
Catch it, boy. Catch it.
थोड़ा हार्ड है
छोड़ दिया
नहीं हो
सिंगल वन स्ट्राइक
मनप्रीत
अभी तो वो कैप्टन आपको वही है ना
मनप्रीत ये एक्चुअल कैप्टन है
Bowling, Mani, bowling.
रिद्धिमान साहा सही फील्डर रहा तो ले लेगा
हो गया
अरे क्या हो रहा है यार
तीन ले ले
अरे वाह
कुचल के कर रहा है फील्डिंग
तीन ना कितने आना चलते
बॉलिंग बॉय बॉलिंग Mani, कम ऑन यार फील्डिंग यार
अरे शॉट यार
कितना हुआ भाई
48 और एक बॉल
एक ही ओवर में 12 आ गया विकेट आ जाता है यार 2 बार विकेट का चांस है
हाँ ये तो इजी था
ये भी वो भी आसान
नहीं वो मतलब अच्छा फील्डर रहा हो तो पकड़ सकता है लॉन्ग में भागना पड़ेगा ना
कम ऑन Mani, गुड बॉलिंग बॉय कम ऑन यार
बैट है फील्डिंग बोलो चेंज सिद्धार्थ
सेम बॉलर
स्कोर क्या है
48
49
49
कितने ओवर से 7 ओवर
6 ओवर
600
नहीं अभी बॉलर मगिनंदन नहीं है ना अनेजा
बॉलर कौन है भाई
बॉलर सिद्धार्थ अनेजा
नया है ना
नहीं अभी पिछले ओवर जो डाला था
देखो
पिछले ओवर अनेजा डाला
वही भाई
सिद्धार्थ वही है
सिद्धार्थ अनेजा
सिद्धार्थ अनेजा ओके मतलब यहाँ नाम अनेजा करके दिया है
अच्छा अनेजा है
यस अनेजा
Nice shot.
Take it, Manoj, take it. Come on, cut it, come. Bowling boy. Come on. रब करो शाइन करो भाई
तक स्टैंड हो गया ओपनिंग मतलब बदलाइन
मस्त हो गया extras only white सिद्धार्थ अच्छा जा रहा है कमान यार runs
बॉल क्या बोला
क्या हुआ वो हो गया क्या
नहीं और पानी
स्प्रे स्प्रे
स्प्रे
नहीं
नहीं है
कुछ
पानी
नहीं
स्प्रे
मेडिकल
नथिंग
come on Siddharth come on good bowling yaar come on
58
58
7 hours
okay
भाई कौन है बॉलर हो
श्रीराज
श्रीराज Hari party.
I'm not blaming the bowlers at all. They tried their level best. Someone like Umesh bowling really well in the first innings was great to see on a slow wicket. We showed good areas that put Australia under pressure. They were going well in the first innings, but we pulled things back nicely. A few things we can take away from this game, but only from the bowling aspect, I would say the batting was What is the first question, sir? Sorry, I didn't get you. It's fine. It's just another international game. It's no big deal. You know, it's how you should stay calm and composed when you win. You shouldn't get overexcited. It's the same way you react when you lose. It's something that you take on the chin. We take failures and losses as opportunity to learn. And the last time we had a performance like this, we had the most outstanding run after that from goal. So, you know, I would say that we needed something like this for us to get a reality check and understand what are the things we need to work on and keep persisting with it and not take anything for granted, you know, at any stage, especially in test match cricket at the international level. So, yeah, and as I said, the batting let us down in both the innings. I would say it was sustained pressure from the Australian bowlers, but that also depends on how badly we batted in the first innings is the main reason that we could not get back into the game. And the second innings was, you know, a case of us showing some intent, trying to get a few runs, but when you got a target so massive on that sort of wicket, as a bowler, you know, you can afford to get hit for even 10 fours, and then you can still come back and get one wicket, and then you're back in the game. So I think the mindset changes drastically when you don't have a good first innings performance, especially in India, and it was very difficult, as I said, to come back from that. And yeah, the batsmen need to pull their socks up. No, I don't think so. It wasn't very different from the turners that we played in the past. We just didn't play good cricket. You can ask me any sort of questions or have any perceptions about the loss. We know exactly what happened and the mistakes that we made. External perceptions don't matter to us. They've never mattered to us. We played good cricket, that's why we won. We played bad cricket, we lost a game of cricket. That's how simply we look at this at this defeat. And we just want to, you know, take the learnings forward and improve and come back stronger in the next game. I can assure you that we're going to come out with more intent in the next game for sure and put Australia under pressure, you know, straight from ball one. That's going to be our mindset. I think our spinners bowled really well as well. I would not 65. Say they did better. I think, as I said, I mean, if you don't apply yourself out there in the middle, what we've done in Pune. I don't know. I didn't speak to anyone.
Great inning.
I don't think so. We wanted to pick up 20 wickets. We didn't manage to do that. And, I mean, not in time. I would say we did make breakthroughs, but we could have done it quicker. And if you don't grab your chances in the second innings, I mean, if you draw 5 catches of one batsman, then you certainly don't deserve to win. And if you get, you know, bowled out within 11 runs and lose 7 wickets, you don't deserve to win a test match. As I said, you can speak about combinations. I'm sure you wouldn't have asked me this question had we won the game. So the question changes drastically when you win or lose. You know, a lot of things are result oriented, but not with our team. We focus on what we can do right and what we need to do right on the field, and we don't drift away from that. Our mindset doesn't change with the results. Yeah, I mean, the ball was turning throughout. As I said, had we got more runs in the first, it's all what ifs. I can sit here and say if we had done that or if we had done this. But if the total was at par in the first innings, then obviously the mindset of the batsman is very different. You know, no, it was a judgment error from my side. I left the ball too early. I should have waited for the ball a little more. can't say which ball is going to turn out, which isn't. You got to play the line, and I certainly didn't do that, so it was my fault. आई थिंक हमारे बॉलर्स का बॉल ज़्यादा घूम रहा था, इसलिए हमारा एज लगा नहीं। तो हम वो उस चीज़ की मैं जजमेंट कैसे करूं मुझे समझ नहीं आ रहा है, क्योंकि अगर बॉल जिनका कम घूमा है वो विकेट्स ले गए और जो बॉल ज़्यादा घुमा रहे थे वो विकेट नहीं ले पाए। तो ये क्रिकेट की गेम ऐसी है, अभी उसमें क्या कर सकते हैं। अभी विकेट्स गिरे तो देखिए, स्पिन फ्रेंडली विकेट या सीम फ्रेंडली विकेट एक ही चीज़ मैटर करती है कि एज अ बैट्समैन आप अपने आप को कैसे अप्लाई करते हैं और आपका शॉट सिलेक्शन।
70
It's difficult to lift yourself up. Luckily, they have only got 4 days, so they won't be brooding too much about what's happened. But it's important for them to lift themselves up. We talked about the fact that his spinners got a lot more turns, so maybe they've got to think in terms of are we giving enough reps? Are we giving too much reps? Should we maybe try and do that? All those things are down to practice. You talk about bat speed, you reduce your bat speed on certain pitches, you maybe change your grip a little bit when you're playing a ball which is going to be doing something. Yeah. So those are the adjustments that they've got to make in these next 3-4 days. And if they focus on that and don't think too much about what has happened in Pune, I think they give themselves a chance. But still, when that first ball is bowled in Bangalore, it will be Australia who will be walking out with a swag.
I thought Rory's attitude was pretty good. Considering the size of the defeat, I think he was pretty level-headed about it, and didn't want to make any excuses for himself or his team.
Yeah, I think that's the key. No excuses. He didn't blame the pitch. He said we didn't bat well enough. Our bowlers need to learn a bit more too. We didn't catch well. So everything he was saying was right. Was 100% correct. So he didn't shy away from anything. And I think that's the Virat Kohli why we like him. He doesn't hide away from anything. He's straight up. We love his energy. We like his honesty. We like his passion about the game too. So yeah, I thought he handled himself very well there, which was hard to do with such a tough loss. I mean, that was a tough loss. That was Australia beat up India in that Test match there. They really gave him 333 runs on that pitch. Is a huge loss. So I think they've got a week now. With only losing, the only good advantage of this, they've got 2.5 days. There should have been 2.5 days left of this test, plus the 4 days. So they've got basically a week to regroup, get together, put this aside, and get on with the next test match.
And as you said, walk out with that swagger as far as Australia is concerned into the next test match. One person who will certainly do that is Steve O'Keefe. I mean, we've spoken about him at an extraordinary length, haven't we? Because he deserves it. You don't just walk away with figures like that in your first test match in India. Our reigning complete player of the day. You just have a look at the 6 wickets that have fallen today, the difference between him and some of the other spinners, the amount of pressure that he put in. And you've got to really emphasize, I'm not sure too many people are aware, Mark, that actually yesterday in that lunch break, he was out there once again just working through what he needed to do rather than taking that lunch break. And to learn that lesson very quick and make those adjustments very quickly in that short span of time is what has resulted in this sort of spell.
One of the things was so impressive about him, because of that, perhaps this is what he's been working on. He knows he's not a big turn of the ball, so therefore his line had to be spot on all the time. And pretty much the ball was pitching around about off the middle stump the whole time. And the one thing that he mentioned in an interview earlier on, or perhaps in the man of the match interview, was that he was able to beat the bat on the inside, where Ravindra Jadeja was beating the bat on the outside the whole time because of that huge amount of turn. O'Keefe was getting it to slide, and that's why he got the ball, that's why he got the